Hello, everybody. Yes, it stopped too soon. I was in a rush trying to get things out. I didn't get it edited in time, so I just threw one together and got it out there. It looks like that Double S retracted this on the regular YouTube channel, so I thought I'd get this displayed before.
We're going to do it anyway.
Yeah, we're going to do it now. Another night with Dirty Mike and the boys. And Huey, I believe, correct me if I'm right, that you live in erectile dysfunction town, USA. No, I don't know what you're thinking. Yeah, Huey and Joey. So no Mike tonight. I don't even know where he is. He probably got stuffed on chimichangas and fell asleep on his couch, passed out with
watching Dune or something.
His blood sugar's probably way too high and he can't make it on. But we are Blastin Stash. We're gonna go and do it. Got Mars Comics in here too. It says finally, hello, Double S. Hey, Huey and Joe. I'll check my other messages out there. So since we're without Mike, we can talk about whatever. I know Dune's out. I have not seen Dune. I have tickets to go see it on Sunday because my daughter wanted to wait and see it in the theater. She did not want to watch it on HBO Max. So,
yeah.
Did you watch Dune yet, Joe?
Not yet. I found out it was released on HBO Max today, and I was in some other chats earlier today, and I got to contemplating, should I watch it today? I got Baltimore Comic-Con tomorrow, so I had to do a bunch of things. So I'm probably going to watch it Sunday on HBO Max. Luckily, we have a huge, you've been to we have a huge TV, so I'll probably sit in there and watch it. And you remember, I don't know if you saw all the wires that were hanging out in the corners. They all got speakers in them now. So we have like legit surround sound.
Double S said, isn't there an older movie of Dune? Yes, there is, with Kyle MacLachlan, guy who played in Twin Peaks. Yeah, he played in Twin Peaks. He was the lead on that.
And that was boring.
I fell asleep. It was boring.
Super boring. The shit out of me. So I'm hoping this, and from what I understand from the comic book community out there in our secret squirrel chat rooms, this movie is the shit. Like, people are losing their minds. Like, it's good. You're not getting the full story. If you remember the books and things like that, they kind of cut it halfway, and we know that this is a part one, and that hopefully there'll be a part two if you guys rant and rave about it. So everybody's screaming that this is a good movie, but Jason Momoa is in it, so.
And according to my 13-year-old daughter, it's Timothy Chalamet or whatever the lead character's name was. She absolutely, Chalamet Ding Dong sounds good. But my daughter, like I said, she wanted to watch it because I guess she has a big crush on that character or that actor. And that's all good. We could watch it on HBO. She's like, no, I've got to see it in the theater. So we went and bought tickets to go see it in the theater. Hey. So Gen X says 1984 was Gen X era Dune. So this is it's not millennials, this generation. What are they? They're
Gen
what are
Z.
They? Is it Gen Z? Is that what it is?
Yeah. I think it's Gen Z.
I
may be wrong. But
Sparx says going to try to set up the outdoor blow-up screen to watch Dune on HBO Max this weekend. Hopefully it's worth it in 45 degrees. We'll see about that.
Drink hot chocolate.
I don't know where Sparx lives. Hopefully somewhere. Well, it says 45 degrees.
Not here because it's still like between 70 and 80 degrees outside right now. It's long sleeve short weather, if that makes any sense.
Here it's dipping near freezing time at night. Chicago area, that's where Sparx is from. Gen X says, I can explain Dune in one sentence. Royal families fight over a desert planet, a naturally occurring sparkly space, cocaine in its sand. That sounds like a movie Joe would like. You know what? I know there's an older movie because our movie, in the movie, our idiot brother makes fun of it in that movie.
Nice. Speaking of Chicago, I'm going to be in Chicago, right?
Are you?
For the Comic-Con, I'm going to see C2E2.
Oh, you are? Okay.
I am going to C2E2. I have been locked down long enough. I want to get out. I want to dig in boxes. I want to overpay for some comic books. I want to eat delicious food and experience all America has to offer. So I will be in Chicago from the 9th to the 12th for C2E2. Me and a bunch of other YouTubers are going there. So if you're going to go, let me know. I'm also going to be in Baltimore Comic Con tomorrow. We're waking up early in the morning. We're driving to Baltimore Comic Con. We're going to stay there all day long. If you're going to Baltimore Comic Con or going to be at Baltimore Comic Con, hit me up on Instagram. That's why I'm on YouTube. I want to meet people and talk comic books with you. So yeah, definitely. Let me know.
Is Mike going to go to C2E2 with you?
No.
Oh, it's just you, huh?
Yeah, all by myself.
All by yourself.
I say that, but Legion of Comics, Nick's Kicks and Comics, who else? Oh, I think DJ Links. Like a lot of the comic book community is going to C2E2, or yeah, C2E2. So, I said, hey, I'll show up too. And they were like, really? You don't really fit in with our group? And I was like, haha, sorry, fuckers. I'm going to be there anyway.
Double S says Joe wants to eat overpriced food at Baltimore Comic Con.
No, I eat at the good restaurants. I'm not eating peasant food.
No, nothing, no foods on a stick, is what you're saying?
Look, you can ask Huey right here, right now, where I like to go eat, and he will tell you Joey overpays for his food and likes to go to nice places and dresses like a bum when he goes there.
Especially at Seattle, where we spent, that's the most I've ever spent on a meal. I talked about it numerous times, but like 85 or 95 bucks I spent on one meal. And I'm like, holy crap, dude. Spy Comics in there says death to the MCU. I don't know. Whoa. Is that because of DC stuff coming out? I don't know.
That's fair. Fandom came out this week, and they got a lot of good stuff coming out. Like,
dude,
good stuff.
Did you watch the Batman? That. Did you watch the Batman trailer?
I did, and I'll be honest with you, I was hyped, and then they kind of let me down at the end, which they should have done. But honestly, I think I was more hyped about the Black Adam trailer that they showed. Like, I thought that was awesome. All the Wonder Woman stuff, I was like, oh, way to be generic, because it was generic. They didn't say much about the Green Lantern stuff coming out, and I guess a lot of that was preloaded, so it happens. I think there's going to be a good competition of great shows coming out this year, and I think it's all going to boil down to who's more comic book accurate versus somebody's vision. And the one thing I hated about the whole DC fandom, and I'll say this, and I'll say it out loud. Every premiere, everything that happened, they constantly kept pushing this thing of inclusion and diversity. Now, let me be very clear. I support this, right? But when you say something over and over again, it's like a callus when you use a hammer, right? It just it doesn't mean anything after a while. And after a while, it was like I could predict it. I wish I would have gone live. I could have predicted exactly when they were going to use those buzzwords. And I was like, it's not effective, right? You're not being inclusive and diverse if you have to announce that you are. You're taking that away from people. And I thought that was a horrible way to go. But that's welcome to 2021.
Yeah. I saw the Black Adam. I only saw a few of the trailers. I saw the Black Adam one. I started to watch the Flash one, but I'm not a big fan of Ezra Miller.
Oh my God, the Flash one will blow your freaking. You need to go back and watch the Flash one. If you liked Batman '89, you need to go back and watch that.
I'll do that. I definitely watched the Batman one quite a few times. I'm super hyped for that one. Now, I was on the fence about it with Pattinson playing that, but dude, I am super excited about that now. I love what the direction is going. It's got some cool fight action scenes in there so far. So I'm really happy with that. Now, I don't see where Shazam's trailer was very dark. You know what I'm saying? Like he grabbed that soldier, like fried him, and he was just dust and bones or whatever at the end. That's it. What did I say? Shazam?
Shazam.
Oh yeah.
Shazam's a
Sorry.
family film. Yeah, Black
Yeah.
Adam's
So, well, I don't know. Are they planning on making Black Adam tie in with Shazam, because
I'm
it's a
pretty
totally different
they
feel?
got to at some point, but right now I'm pretty sure they're going to be individualized stories because the Shazam story is going to deal with some bullshit female god thing that it doesn't really play into mythology in any way, but they're going to do that role. But they have to tie the two. My belief is, and I'm pretty sure at the end of both movies, we're going to get our clip where they'll meet. My favorite thing about Black Adam, and again, not take over the conversation, but I'm super excited about this, is we're bringing in characters that I collect on and golden and early age silver collector, right? We're getting that Dr. Fate from back then, right? We're going to get those flashback scenes. We're getting some of that Hawkeye or Hawkman from back then. We're getting these older characters, and we see this on Stargirl too, which is a whole nother subject. But we're getting hey, look, they existed, and this is what it kind of created into. And I'm super excited about that. I think that is awesome.
I'm trying to pull up that
While you do
Flash
that, I'll hit up
trailer.
the chat real quick. Spark wants to say, "Hey, Legion's in the room." Me and him are kind of on the same board with this when it comes to the whole DC fandom thing. A lot of great. I actually watched it on his show. It was great. Sleepy Readers in the room, who did an hour-long review of some comic books. I watched. I did not comment. I apologize for not commenting. I was in the shop working on a prosthetic finger, but I did give you a thumbs up. I loved your countdown. Great stuff going on there as always. And Double S says, I heard DC is trying to make Black Adam an anti-hero than a villain. That's probably going to be the case. I think that would keep it current to what's going on now, because that's what he is now. And they've done this before with Black Adam, where they try to make him an anti-hero / hero. Like, that's been a thing back and forth. So, yeah. And don't apologize for having an hour-long show on YouTube, because it helps me in the workshop so I don't have to keep, hitting the next thing. You playing it out while I'm working and I'm listening and giggling and laughing along with you, that, like, I don't know what your algorithm looks like, but I know I appreciate it. So thank you.
So let's I'm gonna go ahead and watch this Flash trailer. I guess I saw the one with the intro with Ezra Miller, where we're in a dog collar and the vest, and it kind of threw me off right from the beginning. So I think this is the right trailer. I'm gonna go to run with it.
Roll that beautiful beam footage.
Can you hear the audio on that?
Yeah.
Tell me something. You can go anywhere you want, right? Any timeline, any universe.
You have to say something every now and then.
What was that?
We have to say something every now and then, otherwise you'll get hit with a copyright strike. We have to add commentary.
Oh, you're talking about you can't just run the whole thing?
Yeah.
Is that how you avoid copyright strikes?
Just say something every now and then. Look at the glow powder.
Glow powder.
Glow powder.
Martin want to stay and fight to save this one. You changed the future.
So I was told that there were multiple Flashes in here, and I think that is Michael Keaton talking. Yeah,
you'll see it. Let it happen. Oh, it's so beautiful. Yeah.
And you changed the past.
Flash suit.
Are you in?
Are those the Keaton ears? I think
They're
those are the Keaton
Flashes.
ears.
They're all
yeah. Those are all Flashes there, but those are the Keaton ears, right? I think
we'll find out.
Yeah.
Wait for the next scene. That's the Batmobile. Dirty.
Yeah, so they didn't want to reveal that the Batmobile
Michael
there.
Keaton Batmobile? Are you freaking kidding me? Oh, that would be awesome.
So here they said Sparx and Michael Keaton. Yes, showed two berries getting out of the car at the very beginning. That's what Legion says. 2 Flashes and a Supergirl, Laura Kent.
We suspected.
Yeah, so I didn't watch that one before, so I'm definitely on board with that. Didn't say a release date. I don't remember. It says it's in production right now. Yeah. So, but yeah, the Batman one looks good. That does look good. I think I'll go see that. I mean, I'll go check out all the comic book movies in the movie theater.
Yeah.
And I'm not like Mike.
I won't here on YouTube as middle-aged.
I won't walk out in the middle of the movie like Mike. I just don't, regardless of how bad it is, I just cannot. I paid money to see it, so I'm gonna go see it. See what else has been going on. I've been continuing my Halloween movie fest. I watched The Hunt last night. It's not really a Halloween movie, but I'm not sure. Have you seen that, Joe?
Yeah, still a good flick. It's spooky flick. Yeah,
it is. It's definitely. I was trying to figure out who are they making fun of? The far left, the far right. They're kind of making fun of each stereotype from both groups. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I love the fact that you think, oh, that's the lead character. Oh, wait, no, they got their head blown off. That's the lead character. Oh, wait, no, that dude died too. And so it never really. It takes a long time. It's like, who's the lead character of this movie?
Yeah.
You think that? So I thought it was a pretty fun movie. I started watching Freddie versus Jason. Never had seen that. I'm not big into slasher movies, so it just
all right. So I don't know if it's my sadistic attitude or not, but Jason versus Freddie, I always saw more as a comedy than I did a horror movie.
Yeah, I could see that. Sparx asks, Cabin in the Woods on my list. That's the one with Hemsworth, right? I believe so. I have it on Blu-ray. I've seen it a few times. I don't know. I haven't watched it yet this year. I'm trying to think what else did I watch. I watched the Wolfman from 1941.
Oh, that's a good one.
I bought all of those.
Spooky.
It kind of is. Those are hard to stay awake in for me. Just because it's like it's all. I don't know. It just is. I bought the box set of Universal Monsters. I've been going through them and watching them. I watched Bride of Frankenstein last Sunday, I believe. And the bride's actually on it for the last 5 minutes. That's it. I thought she was
talking to the guy that watches Marx Brothers movies.
Yeah.
So I enjoy classic cinema.
I can't remember what else I've watched.
Have y'all watched The Howling? Any of the Howlings on your list?
No, that'd be a good one. I haven't watched Howling in forever.
Legit 3 is legit scared me. And Howling, I forget which episode or which version of it was. But it's legitimately the first appearance of somebody physically transforming into a werewolf.
That's not Silver Bullet is the one Stephen King wrote, right?
Right. That's not it. The one where you actually see somebody's face, like mechanically.
The snout of the werewolf comes out through his mouth.
Howlings. I forget if it's 2 or 3. I know it's one of those. But that's the first time ever in cinema somebody's physically, mechanically transformed into American Werewolf. No, Howling's older than American Werewolf.
That's a good movie too.
That is a good one too. Added humor and horror into it. That was great.
Janet said the language of the film very different back in the classic movie monster era. We're so used to a moving camera and fast cuts today, you don't notice it until you get back and watch the older stuff. Yeah, especially in Frankenstein 1931, some of the cuts between or like they're in the middle of a conversation, all of a sudden they'll cut into a different camera with the continuing conversation. It's like, what the hell happened there?
Yeah,
there's like not a lot of editing and not a lot of technology back then.
You'll see the same thing in comedies as well. That's why I love Marx Brothers movies, because they're edited awkwardly, but for the time appropriately.
Legion's headed out. Okay, I see how it is. It's fine. Whatever. It's all good. I still have Dracula to watch. I still have The Mummy. Unfortunately, my set did not have Monster or Creature from the Black Lagoon, which I gotta find that one.
You gonna pop Monster Squad on your list?
Monster Squad is on my list. I've been trying to get my daughter to come down and watch movies because she picked a few movies out too. We watched
one. That was
Hoobie Halloween.
Goonies.
Yeah, have you seen Hoobie Halloween that came out last year for Adam Sandler Halloween movie?
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, I like it. I personally do. I love his little Swiss Army thermos he has.
I think
a lot of callback jokes
actually on this channel. If we go back, to
we talked about it last year, probably. Yeah. But I watched it again this year. So let's go ahead. Unless you got anything else, we're going to jump into the comic books. We've already been talking movies and everything else for 20 minutes.
And the last episode of Doom Patrol, saw both of those. Stargirl was a little lacking in this one. Very generic. Everything's purgatory, woo-woo. And Doom Patrol is still solid, but they kind of did the same thing. They're doing more of a catch-up on the backstory of it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're treating the audience like they can't understand what's going on. So everything's kind of overly explained. So I'm not really, the last two episodes of either one of those, I'm not really into.
Sleep Reader said, I've always meant to watch more Hammer movies. And those came out in the 70s. You know, you have Frankenstein, Dracula. I can't remember. God dang, I just saw them the other day. Two of the guys actually play in Star Wars movies later on. Christopher Lee plays in some of them as Count Dooku, I think.
That's interesting, yeah.
And then the other one is Peter Cushing, and I forgot what his character was in Star Wars. It's only in the first trilogy, I think, and they digitally recreated him for the newer ones now. But those are really. I've tried watching I watched the trailers on them the other day. I'm like, oh my god, those are pretty cheesy. But I know there's a whole list of those Hammer films that I've watched. Cinemassacre, and they talk about those all the time too. But let's jump into comic books. That's what you hear about. Let's go over that stuff. You want to start us out on a book, Joe?
I can start us off in a book. Let's try to think of something we can both talk about. Did you pick up Batman and Bigby?
No, I didn't even pick up the first one.
Let me down, bro. All right, so I'm going to talk about this one anyway.
Total disappointment.
So this, if comic books are your thing and Halloween is your thing, this is the Batman book to be reading. This is legit good, and this is only on this is only on issue 2, and so much happens. So Bigby, if you don't know, is a classic kind of in the Batman lore. He's always been a werewolf kind of character. And this one, we're kind of redefining him a little bit, and it's brilliantly done. A mafia group is out there killing people and making it look like a werewolf does it. So Batman immediately expects a werewolf to be doing it. So the werewolf wants to go ahead and confront Batman, but confronts him when he's Bruce Wayne and sniffs him out and says, yeah, I knew you're Batman. Because the nose never lies, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was brilliant. It brings him into the story, and it definitely makes him more of a focal point rather than just being another Batman story. I think this adds a new dynamic to it, and I'm really enjoying this because everything Batman-centric now is not about Batman. It's about everybody around Batman. This makes it about Batman, but it alters the view of suspect in it, right? Like you think it's this guy, but it can't be this guy. And it's this kind of group over here, but how are they doing it? They're not giving you the information. Very noir in its motivations in it, and I find this interesting, and I'm loving it. So if you haven't picked it up, trust me, this isn't on anybody's radar, and if you're a comic book reader, it's an enjoyable read. So rush out and grab 1 and 2 if you haven't already. If you read 1 and 2, let me know what you think in the comments because I'm really enjoying this. This is a great read.
I was trying to look back. I didn't take any notes on this. I was trying to see if it showed what year this is supposed to take place. I picked up Catwoman Lonely City. Did you pick up Lonely City?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed this book. I thought it was pretty good. It happens in the future. Like I said, I was trying to remember what year.
Catwoman, right? Or
this is old Catwoman. old Catwoman. This is GILF Catwoman. The GILF. She's like in her 50s.
stands for guilt, right? No, thank you.
So after, like, I want to say it was like the Fool's Night or whatever it was. There was something that happened that killed Batman, Joker, Commissioner Gordon, and Catwoman ended up going to prison. And she spent 10 years in prison. She ends up getting out, and she's going back to her old apartment, which is part of the city that's kind of cut off now. The Bat Police kind of patrol the area. They have the area technology where they can scan somebody and know who they are, and say, hey, you're not cleared to be back here. You don't have the special bracelet. You need to get pay for that, or need to get certified for that. But she goes back to her old house, even though it's been 10 years and her house hasn't been broken into, or her condo. The steel door held up, but apparently there's a glass skylight that nobody thought to check in 10 years. But whatever, all her stuff's intact.
Ceiling, if you will.
The glass ceiling. She broke the glass ceiling. But overall, I thought this was kind of good. She's an older Catwoman. She can't move around as good as she used to, or the way she jumps, she's like, oh God, my freaking knee. But now she's kind of worn out and not the spry chicken she used to be, before. But she's trying to figure out what's going on after this. She's trying to figure out who Orpheus is, and that's kind of the mystery behind it right now. But overall, I actually enjoyed this book for a Black Label book. And I'm actually looking forward to more of this. I think there are 3 or 4 issues. But I actually enjoyed this. There were 3 covers for this. It was a 1 in 25 jock cover, which I did not get. And I thought this cover was definitely better than the cover A. So it's a stash for me. It's still what these Black Label books are, $7. But it's good. I actually enjoyed it. I like a good Catwoman story. I like a good GILF Catwoman. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. A GILF. She no longer. Well, I don't know. She has a kid in here, so yeah, she might be a GILF. I don't know. You have to have grandkids to be a GILF?
I don't know. I think that's a personal opinion.
Is it? Let me know. Let us know in the chat. Do you have to be a mom to be a MILF, or do you have to be have grandkids to be a GILF? I don't know.
I think still the fact that you want to fuck it is a totally different thing.
Let me know, Elvira. Come on.
Oh yeah, I'll pop that go.
Yep. Sparx message redacted.
All right.
And then there was
a Marvel book. Let's blast something. You want to blast it? Let's blast something.
Yeah, blast something. Go ahead.
United States of Captain America. So I skipped all the woo-woo issues and jumped to the end after 2 of them and realized that this is all just buzzwords and everything else. There's literally a page in here where every stereotype that you can come up with for a Captain America injunction, if you will, they all bust into the place to beat the evil version of Hate Monger and Red Skull's daughter. This is so poorly written that you can make a preschool episode out of it. It is so badly written that at the end of the book, that there's legitimately, just to show diversity, right, and inclusion, that there's literally a Captain America in there with a briefcase, a Star-Spangled American tie on. He's like, businessman Captain America, like anything and everything you can think of. We've seen this before where they did this with the He-Man thing, where everybody has the power, and it's garbage writing. It's you could not think of a creative ending that everybody had to be the ending, and to prove that you had to show it in illustration. Shame on you, because not everybody can be Captain. Like, I'm sorry, hate me if you want, but people, there's a large group of people out there that do not have the capacity, the drive, the sense of duty that can project a Captain America figure. I'm sorry. Or at least what's been illustrated to us over the years. And that's not to say anything bad about those people. Maybe you express something else in a different manner. I'm not trying to beat that up, but if you're going to sit here and convince me that everybody can be Captain America, I'm going to call you a goddamn liar. No, not everybody can. Not everybody can handle the sacrifices of just being a general soldier, much less a Captain America character. I denounce what you're writing to me, and you're a horrible person for trying to express commonality and elitism. Like people that are elite, that go beyond, that everybody can do that. I'm not buying it. At least none of the people I hire. Sorry.
Austin LeMay is near, says, "Hey gang, thinking of Austin LeMay, do you want to talk about that? I know you shared it on Instagram.
You want to show it?
Do you have one up? Yeah, you want to show it? We got our
it's my
Blastin Stashin exclusive
possession. Oh my god, this cover is so hot. So if you're in Baltimore Comic Con and you want to buy this cover, Delta Dogs has a booth up. They are popping this out now to sell. I'm going to go up there tomorrow and take a look at it, but they are selling this at Baltimore Comic Con. They're going to launch it, and they're going to kind of see how the sales do and then make some decisions then, which is just smart business, and I don't hurt them for it. So just so you know, a bunch of you out in the comic book community, I have shipped you some. So keep an eye open in your mailbox. More especially Austin LeMay, who's in the room, who designed this cover. You have a few coming to you packaged very well, and make sure you get it. We're excited about this. We're very proud of this, and we're going to make this exclusive. Like, we're not going to, it's up to the writer and the Delta Dogs team. They own the properties to it. I legitimately gave it to them. I said, this is free to do what you want to with it. I paid for these issues and shipped them out because we're just trying to help a comic book creator out there. So they got something. But if this is something that you like, let us know. I am happy to see what else we can do with local comic book people. And I'm willing to work with these people and figure something out that makes sense. So definitely reach out to your local comic book creators. Let them know who I am. I'm happy to do a plastic stash it thing, a Pocan Joe thing. But, and my part in all this, let me be very clear on this, is so stupid small. It's ridiculous. Like, the artist, Austin LeMay, who's in the chat right now, created this. Vanell, he wrote the story. His artist and team did this, everything on the inside. All I did was, touch tips.
You did a little docking, huh? We do a little docking. Mars Comics says, "I'm not in Baltimore. I am in Texas. How do I get this?" How did she get that, Joe?
Shoot me a DM. I got a couple extra copies. I'll hook you up.
He's rich. He does what he wants.
I do what I want.
Okay. I'm not going to talk about this book because I didn't read it. It's one of the books I pick up just for the cover. And usually I like, oh my goodness, I can't think of her name. She's been doing all the Catwoman covers. Oh my goodness. Frizen. Yes. Thank you, Jenny Frizen. So, but she looks like a crazy ex-girlfriend, or she's constipated. I don't know. Look at Harley Quinn. Does she look a little weird to you?
Yeah,
like the crazy ex-girlfriend that you're like trying to get rid of, but she will not leave you alone. She has that look, or she's constipated. One of the two. I don't know.
I ended up with a wife after that look.
Yeah. So, not one of my favorite Jenny Frizen books, but I picked that up anyhow. So, Double S says, "Got it, Joe. Shoot you DM. Get a copy."
You know what? I have a few copies left over. Double S, shoot me some information on DM. Mars, you as well. And when Miss So drops in, I've saved copies for you guys. So when she drops in, somebody let her know to shoot me something.
I have her address if you wanted to ship her one by surprise.
People are worried. I don't want to take somebody's address and then be worried about it. So just hit me up. Let them know to hit me up directly. That way it's clean. Because everybody knows that I have to wash everything I do because the government's watching me.
Government's watching. That is amazing, Huey. I got that cover. The eyes are so crazy. But let's talk about. I had a rough time retaining any information about comics this week. I don't know why. I just was not motivated to read. I read them, just kind of. I just had a lot of stuff going on this week at home.
A little better this week. I like it. A lot of stuff you get blasted.
Oh yeah. Not All Robots #3. Did you pick up this one?
My comic book store stopped carrying it.
Oh really? Not as good as the first 2 issues, but still good. Still pretty good. So the uprising's still happening. The robots are planning their fight against the humans. Humans are planning to get their fight against the robots. And some of it's already happened. People have been dying. People have been killed. I guess that'd be the same thing, huh? Dying and killed? Yeah, I think so. The husband and wife that own the robot, that the husband's totally no, he's totally fine. The wife's like, no, that robot's up to something. They're arguing. Their family's starting to get broken up because of all this stuff. But then the new... what are they called? The new human-looking robots are coming out. The
looking things, yeah.
Yeah, the mandroids. They're coming out, and they're trying to get them out there because they think that's going to stop the uprising. They're going to decommission all the other robots because the mandroids are going to make the difference, and they have special software where they have a glitch factor a lot lower than the other robots, the house robots. But I did not know that we get a special cool appearance by the owner of Amazon in here. He's one of the 5 in the ruling council. 5 of the ruling council. Where's his picture? He's right there. He is right there. Look at him. Look at him. He's right there.
Bezos,
that's the owner of Amazon. Bezos.
Yeah.
Bezos is in here.
Mr. The ship himself. What the fuck is he
yeah. Austin LeMay said the neighbor is definitely enjoying the new robot. That's because, I'm going to totally spoil this here. So the cuck dad, that's married, goes over to the black neighbors out there lifting weights, and he's talking. They're talking about getting the new mandroids. And he's like, "You're getting one, right?" He goes, "Oh yeah, I might." And we come to find out that the guy across the street gets a mandroid, looks just like his wife. It's dressed in a bikini, and they're getting ready to close the curtain, like they're going to go do a little brown chicken, brown cow. And when the husband finally gets a mandroid, because he said he couldn't afford it, but he got the base model completely, and it looked just like their grandma, who they had last time they saw was in Philadelphia when that big thing happened, and they haven't heard from her since. So the mandroid looks just like grandma, but she got the base model. So after a few sentences, she started, "Would you like to upgrade for $39.95?" And so she has all these commercials that are built in after she starts talking to him, and the mom gets all the wife
game. Yeah.
yeah. So the wife gets all pissed off that he bought the base model, and her mom is just trying to shovel more stuff down their throat to buy. But overall, this is still pretty good. It's still pretty funny. The non-ad-free edition. Yeah.
Right.
Like I said, didn't have as many funny parts in it, made me laugh out loud, but still pretty good and still pretty. And I can't wait to read more on this. I want to know if the mandroids, look at that, he's going a little brown chicken, brown cow with his wife.
Yeah. What's up, Mama? Mama got the tickles.
Any questions like, Ray, what are you doing with my wife over there? Or look like my wife? So Not All Robots, still pretty good. I think usually the AWA upshots are 5 issues long, I believe.
Usually.
So we got 2 more issues to go with that. I'll be continuing to pick that up, and I want to see how this human robot war is going to end, and the mandroid's going to make a difference. Does he do the brown chicken, brown cow with the guy's wife? We'll find out.
All robots are sex robots. You can program.
I guess so. Yeah. A lot of cleaning involved with that, and that's too much.
I'll go back to Marvel. So something weird's happened in Marvel. So Thor was launching off on this epic story of cosmic proportions, and shit was going to get real, right? It was going to be insane. And then they got to have a small arc to kind of break up the monotony, right? So, oh shit, I dropped it.
Oh no!
Nothing but professionals here, ladies and gentlemen. So Thor 418 comes out, and this is a Super Pets issue. It's all Super Pets. You got Thorgy is back, which is cool and it's whimsical, right? And then you got Lockheed. If you don't know who Lockheed is, it's basically a dragon that hangs out with some X-Men character that nobody cares about. And then you got Bat, which is a ghost dog that hangs out with somebody nobody really cares about right now because technically he's dead. And Lockjaw, you know who Lockjaw is, right? It's that Inhumans character that, again, nobody cares about. So it's a bunch of characters that nobody cares about, and you're kind of throwing them in a Super Pets thing, and their job is very important, right? It's so important that the reality of Asgard is weighing in the balance, and it's to find Thor's hammer. Even Captain America's panicking about this. So we're going to take a bunch of not even C-list heroes, like legit, like bullshit sidekicks that you've used to push a narrative. We're going to launch them into a story here to go find Mjolnir, the most powerful object in Marvel lore, right? It's legitimately the most powerful thing. And this turned into a kid's book, like overnight. You went from Black Winter, right, to, hey, a frog's got to find your fucking hammer. It's like, oh, you really did that to me. You're horrible people. And I got to suffer through it because you know what they're going to do, right? They're going to launch the next epic event from this storyline in some way because, they're all fucking scam artists at this point. So, fuck you. So it's a blast. But I got to keep reading it because the good stuff's coming.
We hope so. This whole... I said the last issue of Thor, this whole cucked out Thor, this whole super in touch with his feelings Thor, I don't want that
Don't
Thor.
care. It's fake. And they even proved it was fake in the story when he used the same line on Loki that he did with Thorgy. This whole cuck thing is... Look, I'm going to say it. It may hurt some feelings, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. Somebody that supports this whole cuck attitude thing, it is an act with a scripted line to it, and Thor just proved my point. Like, it just happened. It's just a script. I'm sorry. Go ahead with your review.
No, I mean, and like Thorgy already knew that Thor was coming to him too, so he already assembled this team of spies 4 days prior to Thor even arriving, because he already knew that Thor was going to come and ask him for help.
With no explanation how he knew that.
Yeah, and like Sleepy Rita says, sound like the Pet Avengers all over again, and that's what it is. At the very end, he says that we are the Avengers. So, yeah, I don't know, dude. Give me back the... I love the Black Winter stuff. I loved when he was the herald for Galactus, or the Black Winter, or whatever it was, or Galactus was the herald for Black Winter,
right?
And he became Black. That was... Give me more of that stuff, man.
Yeah.
I don't need this stuff. I really don't.
If you want to add Thorgy into something, and I get it, right? Like, I legit get it. You own a property. You only own a copyrighted property if it's actually in use periodically. That's the law. So I get you gotta have, Thorgy and all these other characters involved at some point. But can we not do it in a way where it's bullshit? Like, there's no meaning, like they're legitimately throwaway characters just so you can own a copyright. And that's all this is. It's a reason to maintain a copyright. But the question is, what are you really going to do with this shit? Like, it's a frog with a piece of Mjolnir. Like, what the fuck do you think that's going to turn into?
I picked up we had the creator on, it's been a month and a half ago, for Ranger Stranger. I ended up buying a New York Comic Con exclusive for it. So I got that the other day, and it's just a virgin cover of the Ranger Stranger right there. So if you've read the Ranger Stranger, the online comic, this is exactly what you're getting in here. Absurdity, short comics. It's not like a full-length story we're getting into, but these are just little short tidbits. Like I said, if you've gone to the website, like here, stuff like this, and he says, "I'm done." You know what he's doing to that pumpkin. I mean, there's one single hole in there. He's lonely.
No,
He's out at a ranger
no.
station.
Is he looking through it? I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, it's a glory hole pumpkin. I think so. So yeah, just absurdity, ranger outdoorsy stuff, drug related, sexual ambiguity. Yeah. So all of that same stuff. Like this one here where it says "sleep tight," where you hear a scream from the back bedroom. The beaver and the girl are laying in bed. The beaver has a bad dream, and so he asks the ranger to check out the closet. So he goes check out the closet. Nope, nothing there. And he says, and besides, I'll be here to protect you, okay? And then he turns the light out, and the ranger sets down, puts a little devil mask on, and sets down next to the bed just to scare the beaver a little bit more. So definitely fun stuff. But go check out their website too. They're going to be putting 4 comics out this year. One for a fall season, one for winter, spring, and summer. Then after that, I'm not sure what they're going to continue to do, but definitely go check out Ranger Stranger. And he said too in our live chat, if you want to send him a message on Instagram, say, "Hey, you saw this on this channel," he will send you a couple free stickers of the Ranger Stranger stuff. So go check out Ranger Stranger.
Yeah, I've been meaning to do that. I need to pick up some of their stuff. All right, let's go back to DC real quick because I only have a handful. So, I know you read this. You had to pick it up.
What's that?
Refrigerator Full of Heads.
I did pick up Refrigerator Full of Heads.
So this picks up like a few weeks after the last issue. So the whole premise of this is it takes place in the 80s. I like that. We're doing that thing where the artist or writer needs to go away and rent a place to be motivated. I'm not artistic in any way, so I don't get that concept. But there's a boat, and obviously there's an ulterior motive to why they're there. I found that to be very interesting. I love the shark thing going on in here. I love the fact that there's another Nordic dagger type weapon, which, shameless plug, if you haven't subscribed to Evil Lair Projects and Builds, we may be making something similar to that with some glow powder, because that's what I do. But we also reintroduced the axe back in it that was in the last issue. I find this stuff fun. I find it intelligently written. Like it's there's obvious things going on, but I'll tell you what, I appreciate it. It comes out more organically in it. I don't find this to be politically motivated, but very strong female lead, and kind of like a side character is the male, but the male plays, I think everybody plays an equal role in it. I think that's fair. I find this enjoyable. I love the dialogue in it, and it takes place in a time era that I'm probably more relevant with than, let's say, a lot of comic book readers today. Like, I know a lot of my readers, or a lot of people that watch this, are my age or better, but let's say somebody like, and again, this is not an insult, but let's say like Mark from Legion of Comics, right? He's probably not going to get a whole lot of references from the 80s in it that I would probably read. So this was written, I would think, for a lot of us, right? 35 to 40-year-olds, maybe a little bit more, that kind of recognize Frankie Relax, what that's about. Like, there's plenty of innuendos in there. And there's a lot of Stephen King in it, which makes sense because it's Stephen King's son writing it. But the kind of whole...
Not this one.
Joe Hill.
He didn't write this one. No. It's Joe Hill Comics, but he didn't write this one.
Right. But the whole concept is still there. Northern New England state, that whole thing, the creepiness of the islands up there and everything, it still plays into it. So I like this. This is a fun and Austin LeMay's right. This is a fun book. The art in it you'll immediately recognize from National Lampoons and things like that. This is memory pills, but it's good memory pills with the story behind it. So I'm on board with this. Definitely a stat.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too. I mean, just like with the axe has a special power where he chops somebody's head off, it can still be alive. The knife has its own special power too. From what I take, like this, she stabbed that dude in the chest. He's still alive, but he's like he can't move, he can't do anything.
Yeah, physically dead, just not mentally dead.
Yeah. And so that was kind of interesting. No holds barred, dude. When it comes to that shotgun blast to the head, I'll tell you that much, dude.
Very graphic art in it. Yeah.
Very, very graphic. And I'm looking forward to see what they're going to do with that shark head. I think that's going to play a bigger part moving forward in this story. Like somebody's got to fall into that at some point. I think. I think the shark head's got to eat someone. And I wish Mike was here because we all know Mike is a huge shark fan.
Shark thing, right? That's his thing. I thought for sure he would be here to talk about that. I almost thought that was going to be his meat and potatoes thing. He was just going to throw a shark thing in there and say it's his meat and potatoes.
Yeah. See here. Sparx says, highly recommend the book Horns by Joe Hill as a Halloween read.
That's a good one too. I read it.
It's that there's a movie called Horns, I think, too, with Daniel Radcliffe. Is that the same story?
Mm-hmm.
It is, okay. And Double S says, "Oh, I thought Joe Hill wrote this issue. The more you know." NBC commercial, huh? No, I think it's just under that Joe Hill Comics.
Yeah,
Hill House Comics.
Well, yeah, it's still
it's an imprint of DC. Yeah. So the Black Label followed by Hill House, followed by Black Label, followed by DC. So, but yeah, I want to see where the refrigerator full of heads is going to happen. That's what I want to know.
I'm very excited about that. I love it. I love the art in it. It's very cool.
Spark says the movie sucked big time.
It did. I did not enjoy it. I watched the movie and I was like, I read the comic book or the graphic novel or whatever the hell it was. And then I watched the movie and I was like, oh, wow, y'all took a cool comic book and you made it extremely boring. Who does that?
I'm trying to get another memory of a book that I read, trying to see if it jogs anything. Batman Catwoman number 8. You stopped picking that up, Joe?
I never picked it up.
Oh, you never picked it up? No. Again, this is one of those ones that jumps back and forth in time. But definitely this Joker in here is pretty sadistic. I like it. It has Christmas theme to it. Joker's taking that Christmas theme and twisting it, and making it evil. I mean, Christmas is supposed to be about happy times, and you have the sadistic killer making a joke of it, kind of twisting it a little bit. I think that's kind of interesting. So it's Christmas Eve, and this family sitting at home, and the doorbell rings, and he gets up, and it's the Joker and death. That's what it says. Death waits. And they end up going and threatening the family. And it's pretty creepy toward the end here where it shows Death threatening the kid. And here's Joker in the background. It's kind of singing the songs and talking about Christmas and talking about how, you need to listen to us or we're going to kill you. So definitely a twist on the Joker thing. But you still have the backstory of the death of Joker and Catwoman and Joker and their relationship and how weird that is. It's just kind of a hard book to follow. It has been since the beginning because of how it jumps around. I think with this book here, I'd have to read the whole thing all together to really understand where it's going. Or for me, even easier to say, hey, this is what happened this time. Let's jump to this time. This is what happened this time. It's kind of hard for me to follow what's going on with it. I mean, check out that Joker though, just as Santa Claus. That's kind of cool. Yeah. I like that. I really dug that. But man, it's just so hard to follow. It really is. And this is not Kate's. That's King. And Tom King is
Tom King's depressing.
So it's one of those ones I'm gonna have to just not read anymore until this series wraps up and read it as a whole to try to get the bigger picture, because it's just so forgettable for me that it's hard to follow. So unfortunately, it's a blast. But you didn't pick that up. What else do you got, Joe?
So Shazam ended on a 4-issue run, and my review of it would be, who cares? You told us a 4-issue run of something we don't care, because it's not really about Shazam. It's about Dean, this character who's the spawn of Satan. So you did that thing where you're going to give us a title, and then you're going to kind of give us a story lead up, but it's actually about this other thing. Ha ha, sucker. Thank you for your money. So it gets a blast from me because you did that. You cheap motherfucking bastards. And don't get me wrong. I think this character, Dean, could be elevated beyond this little comical thing that you got him, like Spawn of Satan with angel rings. You're playing off of that. The coming of an apocalypse. But then you're trying to fit it into a story where the Rock of Eternia is subjugated to hell, which we still don't really understand. And I don't care if you read all 4 issues of this, you're making up the reason in your head of why this rock is there to begin with. I'm sorry, it was never fully explained. After reading this, I went back to the last 3 issues, never explained. This is all part of Future State, which they never really gave us that explanation as well. They just kind of woo-wooed us into kind of reading something about a younger Black Adam, and now Shazam's his partner. But really, it's about this character, Dean, who's at the Academy for Teen Titans. He's there, and that's really what this entire 4 issues is about. And I was like, that did nothing for me, because if I don't like Teen Titans and I read Shazam, why do I care what's going on? Like, why would you do that to me? And the reason why you did it is because you're pushing a garbage story. Look, I'm sorry. And look, let me be very clear on this. If you're liking Teen Titans and you're on board with that, hey, I'm on board with you. I will fight for your right to like that. It was not for me. I wanted a Shazam story, and you know what I got? I got a Teen Titans story, and I felt cheated. So 4 issues into this, and that's why it's such a short run, because it was just a quick money grab. So shame on you, AT&T, DC, whoever's doing the marketing thing now. You're horrible people and you're liars.
I have that book. I saw it in my stack. I'm like, I didn't get issue 3. Why am I getting issue 4? Apparently, I've done that before too, where I didn't add issue 3, but apparently I'd added issue 4, thinking I had issue 3 for some reason. So I'll probably go back and get issue 3 just to complete that series, just so I have it all in there. I'm in the midst of trying to do a big.
You can sell them all together, all 4 issues, for $1.
For $1, I'd buy that for $1.
They're all being the dollar bins. Don't you worry.
Yeah. Yep. Just reading a comment real quick. Got nothing new in the chit chat there. Doctor Strange, Death of Doctor Strange #2. Like I said, God, I read these, but I'm like drawing a blank other than a hamburger helper lady in here.
Go ahead and get started. Do you want me to start one? Because I read it too.
I just know that the new Doctor Strange coming in, of course, he's not the same Doctor Strange. He's a pocket dimension Doctor Strange that was set aside in case this Doctor Strange died, and he would automatically get pulled from the second string into the first string, kind of thing. And he's talking about the other characters in here. The Gobi Desert shook was a vast swath of the purple dimension was transplanted across the scattered barrier, and talks about these different characters coming in. And we get 3 new characters in here too. The hamburger helper lady, which that's what I'm calling her, because it looks like a
The
big
mothers.
ball of hamburger.
Yeah, the mothers.
Yeah. I mean, they're kind of cool. I mean, the one character's kind of cool, but I mean, looks like freaking Hamburger coming out there. And then this is her overall look there on the big old splash page. Hamburger helper lady. That's what I'm gonna call her. The demon looking girl looks pretty good, but they're magic, and here the Avengers come in to try to defeat them, and they get their ass handed to them. The hamburger helper lady ends up shooting, I don't know, hamburger juice at them.
It sounds so awkward for you.
She's squirting hamburger juice on them.
Skeet.
Well, it's like when you thaw hamburger meat and then that red juicy stuff comes out. That's what she's squirting at them, right there. But because it's magic, they're able to beat the Avengers. But I'm gonna continue to pick it up. I think there's only 5 of these of the Death Doctor Strange. I kind of want to see where this hamburger helper lady's going. Are they going to get the little glove guy to come in and help her out? I don't know. That's what I'm hoping. The little Mr. Well, I don't remember the hamburger helper lady's name or the little glove guy's name. Is it Handy? I know he only has 3 fingers. But Death of Doctor Strange, did you like?
What you're talking about, but I'm digging it.
It's one of those rants like I'm on mushrooms or something like that, or LSD, and I'm just freaking out. Yes, hamburger helper lady. I'm gonna go sloppy Joe, sloppy Joe.
Right, some Eddie Sandler action.
Adam Sandler, yeah, yep.
What
do you think of the hamburger helper lady?
I read this, so to some degree, I have to agree with you. I'm trying to find the fucking book now. So, and I got the same cover as you, right? Because these new painted covers,
yeah.
I was off board with this because I don't like this concept of taking a piece of you and subjugating it and make it feel like it only feels like a week to them when actually it's pretty much a fucking lifetime, right? But nobody ages in comic books. I don't like this because all it ends up doing is confusing a story. Because then you find out, the one woman he saved, he's married to, and now you got to have this awkward conversation and all this stuff that he just doesn't know what's going on in reality right now because he's a man out of place. And it's done with the most superficial bullshit that you can ignore as a human being, right? You can just ignore it and move on. Like, oh, I'm married. Well, I'm from the past. Who gives a shit? I do what I want, right? No, it's a big deal here. Right, so you got all this awkwardness, and then you had this really creepy, cool concept with these 3 villains, right? This 3 mothers, right? This is obviously a play off the 3 mothers of destiny, that do the clipping of somebody's lifespan. It's kind of a play off of that, but then they got this child that they have to feed and take care of, right? And they do this through the magic. Now, I don't hate woo-woo. My idea of woo-woo is when you just say something to push a narrative forward, right? So them and these villains and their actions, I don't consider that woo-woo. I consider that a plot narrative to push the story forward. My problem is that we're going to constantly get this where somebody's trying to be comical, but they're not funny. And I think that's where this misses. Like, oh, you don't know because you're not the guy from current date. Funny joke. And it's not funny. It's lame and it's stupid. And it does not, if it makes anybody laugh, this is the difference between comedy and saying something funny, right? If it's true comedy, it legitimately makes people ha 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 out loud, right? Saying something witty or is like, oh, that's funny. That's not comedy. That's being witty, right? I would rather this be a comedy if you're going to do this, right? If you're trying to explore humor, I would rather it be a laugh than, oh, wow, he doesn't know. That's so funny. Like, that's not interesting. That's just something generic you say when you're trying to be polite. And I think this person that wrote this generally thinks they're being funny, but they have no sense of humor. And that's sad. Like that, you need to stop writing. If you're trying to be humorous, you need to make people laugh, not just get a generic compliment like, "Oh no, you're witty. Good job." He doesn't know. He's a man at a time. You're so smart. Get the fuck out of here. Seriously, just focus on this. Like, you could have not killed Doctor Strange, right? Didn't have to kill him. Could have told the same story, and it would have been more action packed and heartfelt than what you did here. Like, why did you kill him? He needed a buzzword and a headline. This is this horrible PR. I'm sorry, I've talked enough.
No, you're fine. I'm just doing something real quick here. I'm just looking up.
Hold on, I gotta grab something for double S.
You gotta grab something for double S.
Yeah, I gotta grab something for double S.
What are you grabbing for double S? Oh, your oatmeal hat.
There you go, buddy.
I think this is going to be the next villain in the Death of Doctor Strange. or he's going to be the hero, and he's going to make Hamburger Helper out of that hamburger lady and feed all the Avengers and solve world hunger. I don't know.
Mr. Quicker Oats is going to take care of it.
I'll briefly talk about one more. Actually, we probably should just jump in lightning round now. We're just over an hour right now.
Do whatever you want. It's your show.
I know. I will. Nubia and the Amazons. The Well of Soul opens in Themyscira. A few new Amazonians come through, and they're proving their worth by competing in Amazonian games. But we know that the Well of Souls has opened the door and allowed something else in. That's bad. And the whole book's bad. It's garbage as far as I'm concerned. Batman 115. It's still it's just dragging on, dude. I want something different. I want something different for Batman 115.
Hey,
Poison Ivy.
Hold on. Before you get all upset about that, we realized that, Miracle Molly is like, she's a player.
I guess so. But we know that Queen Ivy, or that's what she's called now, or whatever, she is threatening essentially to tear Gotham down to the core. But isn't that what they want? Don't they want to destroy Gotham? And why not just let her do it? I don't understand what's going on. Peacekeeper 01 started reading that, but it was really wordy, and all we know is that Peacekeeper had a horrible childhood. Grow out of it, dude. We all had assholes, people in our lives when we were kids, and that made us the people we are today.
No, I was spoiled.
Fight Girls number 4. I missed issue number 3, so I got to get number 3 before I can read that. But Frank Cho, good stuff. That's it. That's all my lightning round. I didn't even do the lightning round thing, but oh well.
I'll give you a second.
Okay, you want me to do the lightning round thing here?
It's why we do the visual graphics. It engages the audience with us.
There we go. Just to make you happy, Joe.
Thor
lightning round.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely look forward to Robin number 7 next week. That's for sure. What do you got for your lightning round, Joe?
Fantastic Four. Oh, you want something that hits you right in the feels. Screw you, writer, for making me feel things. You're a horrible person. So this starts off with a bunch of kids, doing scheming to get the most candy they can out of a neighborhood. Love that concept, but they're alien kids and they don't really think they fit into a family unit. And then a kid goes a little too far. He starts slicing, dicing, and killing people. And Grimm, his pseudo dad, kind of steps in and is like, "Hey, we don't do this." And the kid's like, "So I have to go to another place because I can't be here." And then you get this really heartfelt, like, what a family is. And I was like, oh, and the thing, he's a real mensch in here for all my Hebrew people out there. right? Like he's a legit Mitch, and it was like, oh man, that's what it's about. So not a good comic book, but oh man, what a great moral message! And thank you for it, writer that understands families. Good job. Um, Suicide Squad. So all right, so if you don't know, Impossible Bug broke the fourth wall long before Deadpool did. And I think we've been very jaded by Deadpool breaking the fourth wall and being sarcastic and being super meta, right? And that argument would stick in this book because DC's bringing it back because they realize the potential of it. And it's a little annoying in here, but the story is still legit. But are we getting a little convoluted with it? Because there's apparently a lot of suicide teams out there. Because there's a lot of bullshit characters that DC has put out there in the past that the Suicide Squad can go and grab. One of them, Major Force. They brought him back. And why? Because he's a super douchebag. Like, you think Peacemaker's a douchebag, right? And you put him here, right? So Major Force is like right there on the douchebag level, right? They brought him back in. Dark Knight Returns, great Halloween story. Also a great reflection about how to deal with your own shit. Right? Anytime you add a character that has something inside of him from his past, right? Like Solomon Grundy, right? Used to be a gangster. He has a past. And he can see that past in a mirror, right? That's a story of self-reflection and how you should reflect upon oneself and the things that you've done and forgive yourself for the things that you've done in your past. I think the writer's trying to tell us something. I want to know what he's done. I think that's a more interesting story than this. Ooh, that was bad. Let's go on. I don't care about Miracle Molly. I'm just going to throw that out there. It's just another tech person. It's just another super smart tech person. We get it. Everybody can be technically advanced. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what gender you think you are or what gender you actually are. I don't care. Look, watch a couple of YouTube videos, build a Tesla coil, call yourself a technical genius, and spare me this Miracle Molly bullshit already because it's not that interesting. Independence, Hell Cop. So if you liked the concept, not the movie, I want to be clear on this, of RIPD, remember that? Where like the Deadpool character and then whatever the old actor is that everybody's never forgotten at this point. If you kind of liked that concept, this kind of explores that, the whole humans policing demons and how that whole thing works. I think this hit it a lot more better. A lot more. That's a double negative.
Mo better.
But you know what? I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stick with the double negative on this one because I thought this was a legit good book. I love the dialogue in it. I love the various characters that are in it. They definitely immersed you into a world. I wish the dialogue was a little bit more catchy other than like, aha, I got you. I don't like that kind of dialogue, but for the most part, the concept of the story is good. If my comic book store has it, I'll pick up some more.
I thought I was supposed to get that this week. I guess I didn't get it. The Hellcat.
My pick of the week, surprisingly, is Nightmare Blog. This is a legit, like, scary story. You got a little Chulu action going on in here. You got some shit happening in Baltimore that legitimately happens. I think me and Mike saw some of it. Right? This is a creepy book. And the art in it is just as creepy. This is, look, speculative wise, I know a lot of people are worried about spec out there. Look, this is not a book to spec on. But I would buy it, read it, and you know what? And make it your own decision to kind of hold on to it because this reads, I think this is a script, is really what I think it is. If it goes someplace, it could be something. I hate to tell people I'm speculating on things, but I read this. I'm going to keep this for at least 2 years in the back of a long box. It'll be one of those books I forget about because it reads so smooth and easy and the story so conceptually processed that I think it could be something. So I'm going to hold on to this one.
So that's part of the Philadelphia storyline.
Is it?
Yeah. It said right here. I thought that says, from the universe of the Eisner-nominated series Philadelphia, come terrifying new tie-in horror series by acclaimed Marvel writer.
Well, I have the first 5
Rodney
issues
Barnes.
of Philadelphia. They didn't take place in Baltimore, though. They were New York-based.
Well, it's just a tie-in, so I don't know. It's just part of the same universe. Maybe something else happened somewhere else. I don't know.
That's my whole.
Is that it? That's all you're letting around?
Oh, wait. Let me tell you about this other book I got. So my cover buy for this week is this beautiful Blastin Stashin Austin LeMay cover. I didn't feel like I needed to read the story, but I will tell you this. In this particular book, there's the introduction of villains, and we find out that this entire universe has been created for the Delta Dogs, that superpowered people exist and supervillains exist. So you get the first appearance of the supervillains in this one. So this is mwah. So there you go.
That's it.
I can talk about whatever crazy shit you want me to, Bob.
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff going on this weekend. Got to work tomorrow. Then tomorrow's my Friday. We're going to a haunted house tomorrow night. That'll depend if my daughter's feeling good. We're going to go see Circus of Screams. Sparx says no Citizen 2, Joe. I didn't get a Citizen 2 either.
I didn't see that. I didn't see it in my comic book store. Do I need to go find that? Sparx, you've watched the show enough. Is that a story I need to be reading?
That's the one. That's the one I reviewed. I think the first book a few weeks ago, when everybody in the city are superheroes. There's one normal guy. I think that's the same book.
Huh.
And everybody's trying to save the normal guy because they wanted something to do, So, but yeah, tomorrow I'm headed to a haunted house, and then got to go to see Dune on Sunday. I'm headed out of town for training for a few days, and I'll be back Thursday night. Hopefully, enough time to read all my comics and maybe give you a better review than what I did tonight. Who knows? Maybe worse, maybe better. I can't tell you week to week, day to day, what's going to happen. I should really start drinking now. I think that's probably what it needs to happen.
One more time, I'm going to be at Baltimore Comic Con. If you're going to be bebopping around there Saturday, you're going to recognize me. Hey, stop in and say hi to me. I'm very approachable. I love having conversations. I respect your opinions on anything you have. So let me know what you got. Let me know what you're looking for. I know several dealers there. If you look for something particular, I'm happy to help you. I like this little community of ours, and anything I can do to help, I'm happy to do it. Also, if you want that variant cover of Austin LeMay's beautiful artwork, the Delta Dog guys are going to have a table set up there. So definitely want to introduce you to those guys. Also, several other YouTubers are going to be there as well. I think we're going to have some fun. And then, of course, C2E2. If you're going to C2E2, I'm going. Hopefully, Huey will get jealous enough that he'll come, but we're going to leave that up to him.
Yeah, no, it's not going to happen this year, man. No, that big trip I just took out to Virginia recently, and that's right before Christmas.
We spent a lot of money. I spent a lot of money.
I spent too much money. Yeah, for sure.
We had a good time. It was all cocaine and hookers, but it was still a good time.
Shh. She may be watching. I'm sure. Sparx says it's 10:30. Time to go watch the last episode of Squid Game. So thank you, everybody. Thanks, Sparx. Thank Double S. Thank Mars Comics, Sleepy Reader, Austin LeMay, Legion of Comics. Thanks you guys all for stopping by and hanging out with us tonight when we talked about our comics that came out this week. Make sure you come check us out next Friday as we talk about the books that come out next Wednesday. So whether you blasted or whether you stash it, happy reading, and we'll catch you guys. Which one I want to end with? Try to which one this one. Let's go. Catch you guys next week. Later.